So C.A.R.L is a 2D platformer with that kind of mixes Mario with Mega Man with a little bit of Metroid. This is from the YouTuber Andrew Kennedy, also known as Nintendo, as well as Morningstar Game Studio, the studio that brought such lovable titles like A Robot Named Fight. They teamed up to create this wonderful, charming game, pretty much where you play the role as C.A.R.L. C.A.R.L is kind of tossed into this area called the Dump. It's like a city and underneath a factory, Kent Industries, and your objective is to figure out what is going on at Kent Industries and assist your maker into to uncovering all the foils and helping the residents in the dump. Each level there's four different worlds. Each level has a ton of different hidden secrets and collectibles, and thankfully it does show you before you enter what secrets and collectibles are there and which ones you found. It's got an electro chiptune soundtrack. Which is really cool and pumping, and there's different upgrades and different abilities as you go through, and it's just a really interesting game that, for me personally, I didn't expect to enjoy it as much as I did. But I want to hear from you guys. Greg, what are your thoughts?
I definitely share that same sentiment. Like I wasn't quite sure what I was be getting into, and then when I started playing it, it was completely phenomenal. So like I really like those like chip tune like the like techno music. So I was like really like jamming. Like I wish I had a copy of the soundtrack even because I was enjoying it so much. Like I was actually playing around on like the jukebox character like in the tavern or whatever, and that was just a lot of fun. Just like listening to the music that I'd unlocked and hoping to unlock all the tracks later on and when I continue playing. But I only made it through like the first world and the first few levels of the second world, but I could definitely tell that there was a lot of effort put into each level. They're all like handcrafted and they all show like their like Barry said, like all the collectibles you can find, and then you kind of want to go back in and find them if you somehow missed them. There's these interactive switches that unlock different parts of the level, so they'll be doing some backtracking, like the Metroid style um, design. But everything is contained like in like a singular level where like you'll once you get all the required items, then you just go through the exit and then you can go on to the next stage. So I really like that format, and it was really cool to be able to just kind of go around searching for all these items, along with having to make it back to the exit without dying. And certainly was very appreciative of the mid-level checkpoints because there's a few levels that get kind of tedious to get through certain very particular sections, even in the first world, and it's really a blessing to have and not have to restart the entire level from the beginning. And it even saves any collectibles you made if you don't make it to the next checkpoint as well too. So that was very nicely received. So you're not constantly redoing some of the really hard sections over and over again if you continue to die.
Hmm.
But
What about you, Steve?
Um, so as I first started this game, I had the I had the thought this is like the Walmart version of Mega Man. And then as I played it, I go, nope, that was just the first couple levels. And then the difficulty ramped up. I'm stuck at the boss of the first world. I cannot get by him. I don't know why. I feel like I need it. I needed to take a break because I just kept failing and failing and failing. I was like, okay, fine. I just need to take a break and step away. So I haven't gone back to it yet. But yeah, I think I found myself. The good thing is, like Greg said, that there are lots of checkpoints because there are a lot of times that I made stupid mistakes. And I think half the time I'll blame it on me. I was like, that Steve, that was dumb. Like you knew that was that, you know, grinder or wheel or hole or whatever was there, and you still jumped down there and you made that mistake on your own. The other time, I feel like the controls aren't exactly as spot on as they need to be for that kind of precision. There's times where jumping, for instance, I felt like I just barely tapped my jump and I still jumped too high and ended up jumping into a razor thing or whatever it was and killed me. Or sometimes I felt like I jumped. So I don't know if it's my controller or what. But yeah, I feel like the precision wasn't exactly spot on as it needed to be. However, because of all the checkpoints and all the save points, I was able to just quickly spawn and try it again, and I eventually got through it. So it wasn't as frustrating as it could have been if it like took me back to the very beginning. If that was the case, I would have been very, very frustrated with that sort of thing. But because of that, yeah, it was not a huge deal, and I got more mad at myself than anything else. I was like, I shouldn't have made that stupid mistake. But yeah, I feel like the difficulty ramped up pretty steadily, and then it hit that boss, and I don't know, like he just keeps throwing like wrenches and hammers and everything else at me, and it's hard to dodge them enough when I need to, and I keep getting hit. Like I guess he throws the wrenches that give you life sometimes,
Hmm.
but it comes so quick that I can't judge what it is, and I end up jumping out of the way thinking it's something that's going to hurt me, and so like I need to like figure out the timing, and yeah, I was just getting frustrated earlier, so I had to step away. But yeah, it's overall it's fun. I'm glad that it's not a full price game, so I'm not expecting like a $50-$60 kind of product, but it was a lot more fun than I expected it to be. And yeah, don't let the first couple levels like turn you off because you think it's going to be easy. It does get a lot more difficult.
So,
You know,
Steve, did you fully explore the dump area? Because there is like armory where you can upgrade your abilities, and then so you can shoot more powerful bullets, you can shoot faster, and whatnot.
So that's the thing. I feel like, yeah, because I got something that said, hey, you can go upgrade. And then I found some guy that's supposed to upgrade, and he didn't have an upgrade for me. And
you have to have
so there
medals.
must be somewhere else. So I
You
don't
have
Well,
to
know. Like,
collect medals.
yeah, the armory one is harder to find, and you should have two medals that you find in the first four levels, and then you can upgrade all three of those stats that I referenced, like in the
ah,
armory. The armory is kind of like at the top, and it's by where you'll go for World Two. You actually
okay.
have to kind of navigate your way up
So I
above
went to the
the
top.
bar.
Maybe, I don't
It's like a
know.
little like green like building or something.
Yeah, I thought I made it there. It's like a tent kind of thing, right?
I think that might be the fortune teller's tent.
Yeah,
Okay,
fortune
yeah,
tellers
that
Or
is
was
even
it.
there.
I made it
you can
that
go
too.
higher than that.
But I think that's probably that's a thing. It's a little bit frustrating. Is it's not you have to like fully explore, and sometimes in that overworld map that it's not everything is like really obvious where you need to go, and I don't quite. I mean, I guess it's okay, but I was like slightly turned off that the levels you have to like back out of and go back into and everything. I was just like, just move me on in the next level. I don't want to have to go back and explore and then come back in. So all these things are little nitpicks. I mean, hopefully you guys are hearing that there are little nitpicks. The overall game is fun for sure.
Steve wants his handheld, is what he's saying.
Nice. Oh, I
He
need
wants to
my
just do it.
handheld through that boss. It's kicking my butt.
So I will say that first boss was the hardest boss in the game for me. And I did it. I found the armory, but I actually didn't find any medals. The first time I went through the first world, I didn't find any medals. I'm like, well, maybe it's something that appears later on. Like I kind of went through. I didn't fully explore, and I did that. First off, getting to the boss was like Super Mega Man challenging platforming. I was like, oh, this
Hmm.
is crazy.
Yeah.
And then I got there and I died, and I just had to take a step away, and I came back and I beat it without any power ups.
Hmm.
Just got the pattern down, and I felt so accomplished. And of course, like Mega Man, you do get a power up when you beat every boss. Every boss gives you a power up. And then I didn't upgrade until somewhere in the second world when I found a medal, and I went back and I was like, oh, now I could upgrade. And I think by the third world, because I was hooked. By the third world, I beat the third boss, and then I went back and I 100%ed the first three worlds and got everything and upgraded everything. And if when you're fully upgraded, the rest of it's a joke.
Hmm.
Like you just blow when you fully upgraded like the weapon, like the boss is like, I'm gonna get you, and you sit there and you like hold the button and you kill them in like 3 seconds. Like so they make it so that you can make it easier for yourself, but you have to farm the chips. So
Hmm.
you have to grind a little to get the chips. But at the same time, you could choose not to get those upgrades if you want more of a challenge. And I did, play it on the easy as well, so you can obviously up it. But the game is decently length. Like it was longer than I expected, which was good. It took me maybe 6 to 8 hours, just going through and just having fun. Like, and it was there was no real, even the grind was fun. It was weird.
You said you played on easy. There was a difficulty selection.
Maybe
There
maybe there
I
wasn't.
don't
I
wasn't.
didn't
remember
see
that.
one.
No,
Okay.
then I wasn't. Then I guess I just played on normal,
Okay. I was
but
like,
but
where
I
did I
was
miss this? I do. And this is only because I have played this boss so many times, but I don't like that I have to sit through the dialogue every stinking time either. Like I'm like, I've read this 20 times. I could almost recite it from memory of what he says to me because I've seen it so many times because he keeps kicking my butt.
See, so since I was like fully powered up as high as I could be, because
No,
once I
I'm
beat the
not.
second level, I went back to the first level and found all the hidden items, like all the secrets, and then pretty much as I beat each level, I would, if I didn't get it on the first run, I would go back and get the
Mm,
missing items on a second playthrough. So then you usually get
you
like
were smart.
another 150 chips or whatever, like for each run, and so I
mm,
was able to fully stay up to speed with all the upgrades and health upgrades. So I beat the first boss on the first try, but getting to the first boss, I died like, I don't know, at least like 20 times because
mm.
I was not ready for like scroll screening, like speed running
Yeah.
mayhem. Like,
Yeah. When you hit that, it's like go, go, go. And you're like, I wasn't ready for this. Yeah.
But it adds to that challenge.
It definitely
Yeah.
does. Yeah, so I basically I have one life upgrade and that's all I have. So that's
Oh.
probably why I'm also getting killed all the
Well,
time.
I think there's only one life upgrade at that point anyway.
yeah,
Yeah,
there's
but
only
I've
two
not upgraded
total. I mean,
anything
Yeah.
else. My weapon, all that stuff is still
Yeah.
basic. So I need to go back and grind apparently.
yeah, all
Yeah.
mine are
I
level 2, so like it was made the boss really easy.
Yeah, you also get other power-ups as you go on. You get there's a thing you can get that halves all damage. You can get up to 10 hearts. You can get you can get upgrades to each of the abilities that you get from the bosses. Well, at least three of the abilities you get from the bosses. And yeah, I don't want to say what those are because that's kind of spoilery, but just know that there's a lot of upgrades, there's a lot of stuff to do. There's a lot to collect. Even getting like I don't even know how to get all the music. That's the one area I didn't get all the music on because I'm like, I had to find it. You know, just where is it? Because I got all the CDs and I'm like, where are the like the last 8 tracks or whatever?
Hmm.
So I'm not sure, but that's where it makes me want to go back in and look and find and yeah, the like I said, it took me anywhere from 6 to 8 hours to I think I ended with like 92%. I tried 100%, but 92%. So I'm pretty satisfied with that. But I had a blast. So just for you, if you're listening to this now, Carl is right now on the eShop. It's 14.99. It's not on sale. It's 14.99. This did come out September 29th, so it's a very recent game. Again, Morningstar Game Studios is the developer and the publisher, with Nintendo as well, working with them. So uh, let's just go, Greg. Recommendation: is this something you say yes at 14.99? Wait for a sale, or no, not at all?
I actually would say yes at 14.99. Like you were saying, there's four different worlds, and each world has many things to collect. So I think like that's a pretty good like time frame, and I've really enjoyed every minute of it. So I would definitely think it's worth it at its asking price. But obviously, if you get a sale, then it's definitely more than worth it.
Hmm.
All right. What about you, Steve?
Yeah, I think it's worth it. I think it's definitely it's a fun game, and one thing that we didn't mention as well, like this game's got some really funny humor
Oh
in it
yeah.
as well in the dialogue, and so if you like platforming, if you like a Mega Man kind of a game, this is going to be up your alley. But also it's got some really funny humor in the dialogue, which is just adds to the experience as well. So yeah, I definitely recommend this one.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to echo you, both of you. I think the game is honestly a steal at 14.99. Like I played $60 games and had a lot less fun than I had with this. Like again, I went into it. I'm like I'm not sure what to expect. I'm gonna give it the first world a shot, especially with that boss. And it was like right after that boss, it clicked with me even more. As I'm like, all right, let me try the second world, and then it just got better and better and better, and it never stopped. And the each world has its own gimmicks, which is really cool. They're all different settings. There are different parts of the factory. There's even some like Mega Man 5 Gravity Man style in some of the levels where you have gravity puzzles, and it's just it's really well done. Like I said, the humor, the the gameplay, the level design. And it's not one of those games where you're like, oh, I'm a genius at video games. I'll figure out everything, because there's going to be at least one level that's going to have you running around in circles. Where's that last item, or where's that switch I missed? Because it's going to be there. But yeah, I think that's unanimous from all of us that we definitely recommend you check out C.A.R.L, which is available right now on the Switch. It's also available on Steam, PS4, and Xbox as well.